Hey, folks, one of the Redneck Country Podcast. You were on with Real Redneck Todd Millard. And, of course, we've got the almost guy, Real Redneck Bill Tom. Bill, are you there?
I'm here, and it's a beautiful night for a podcast.
Beautiful night for a podcast.
It's a special night for a podcast because I've got a special cup of tea today.
Special cup of tea?
Yep. I had a gift from, I think it was from your mother through your wife to me. I don't even know how I got it, but it's a Higgs and Burke black tea, Earl Grey Grove, which I've never had before, but it smells fantastic. So,
there's so much there, so much material, and it's so way too obvious. I can't even capitalize on it. I'm going to let it go.
Early.
I mean,
for now, anyways.
Right. From my mother to my wife, and then hand it over to you.
Yeah, my wife's like, I'm not going to drink that.
Hand me down to you. We'll get it. See, it's too easy. I'm going to let it go. And then, of course, sitting beside me, as always, Patriarch Redneck Country, my father, Real Redneck Don Millard. Dad, is your mic hot?
It is, and I didn't walk over. I had a ride over, and my wife just left to go home, going out the front door, shaking her head because she heard Todd's intro. She looked back with a look on her face, shook her head, and went out.
She did. Did you even see? How can you see that?
I could see her right there.
Oh, good.
She heard your intro. She looked over and down, and what are you doing? And then she shook her head and turned and continued on out the door. I started to laugh.
Other than the teacup I got, or the cup of tea I got, your mother doesn't sound that supportive of your efforts of this podcast.
Right? No. Well, I mean, I should call her. I should get her back here.
Yeah.
Call her up while we're on.
Yeah, that'd go well.
Yeah, that's it.
Good grief.
So, how's your arm and shoulder and mind after a week?
Arm and shoulder is fine. Mine's not well.
Yeah.
Cheeks not good. Hands aren't good.
I reconciled today. My shoulder arm feels wonderful. I'm back. I got the power of the strength. It's back. I'm so pleased. And I got a handle on my handicap late yesterday. And so I'm confident now, work on my straightaways, and I'm back, baby.
So
for people that don't know, we're talking about shooting.
He's
got a handle on his handicap.
Everybody listening, we can get into it. We had a real fun weekend well, I mean, there was a lot to be learned, but it was just coming off the heels of the Ontario Provincial Trap Shooting Competition, and Todd managed to participate in the entire week, and Candace and I joined in the fun and festivities on Friday, and started shooting Saturday and Sunday. But I tell you what, guys, it was a great weekend, and I came home last night, and I was sitting there watching the last of the Calgary Stampede and kind of reflecting on that. And I tell you, it was an absolute pleasure to spend the weekend with you guys. It was fantastic.
It's a good time.
That was fun. That was really good. We got to do a weekend where we're not preoccupied with shooting. We got to just get together and just have a weekend.
I tell you, that would be fantastic. That was the only thing I was disappointed with, that we couldn't make it back to your place yesterday with how late the day went. Yeah. But, we didn't end up getting home till almost, I don't know what I texted you, Todd, about 20 to 10 last night after getting down the 401 and up 400 and home. But, we wish we could have joined you at the house to see the car and take a nice ride and just spend some more quality time. But
I was looking forward to that. I had it all shined up, and I thought it just didn't work out. It rained all day Saturday, and then Sunday it was just such a busy day, and it just didn't work out. So we got to get together. But I was whipped. By the time I got home and put everything away, I was laying in bed last night about 9:30, 9:45, and I thought, I wonder if they're even home yet. I thought, poor guys, they got to put all their stuff away, and here I am already laying down.
Did you get your guns cleaned yesterday?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, everything clean, put away. I had a lot of stuff to put away.
Yeah. How about you, Todd?
Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Yeah.
We come over this morning, Avery called and said, Grandma, where are you? Well, we're just getting out of bed and having breakfast, and I got a little shopping to do. Well, I want you to come over. We come over, and everything's still laying right here in the foyer in the hallway.
Todd Millard.
I like to call it the vestibule.
Yeah, it makes a difference to the fact. We had to put everything away last night. Got home. I didn't clean the guns. I shouldn't tell you that. That's the night job after the podcast. Yeah,
what?
I cleaned them Saturday night.
Yeah. Yeah, you were home too late to do a lot last night. It was a tiring 2 days.
Excuses.
It really was. It was grueling. Takes a lot out of you, doesn't it?
Sure does. So, what do you have to say for yourself, Todd, on the recap of the week?
Oh, social time was well deserved.
Todd did post a 98.
Well, the first 2 days was all right. Hit a 98. Then the next day started out terrible with like a 21 and then ran the rest and posted a 96. So the shooting wasn't bad there. If I could have kind of kept it going and put that on an upward slope.
But that's why they have the competition of 100 and 200. You got to do it and do it and do it and do it.
The wheels fell off.
You can't just do one round good. You got to do them all if you want to be in there. So, but that's the competition.
Thanks, Dan. So yeah, Wednesday, Thursday was all right, but after that, it went downhill.
Did it?
But it was still good social time.
It was,
like
but you
good
know what?
Seeing everybody, and I was.
I'm going to take some of the blame for that because when the almost guy showed up, everything kind of went downhill for shooting. So
the Saturday, it poured rain all morning, and then when it did quit, the wind come up, and there was a lot of shaking of heads. Like they were shooting in the rain and the wind blowing. There was
sounds like a lot of excuses.
Yeah, I mean, even a lot of good shooters were kicking themselves and shaking their heads. I mean, the wind was beating everybody, but it was a tough go, but it was fun.
Yeah, I still have fun running around chirping.
Yeah. Should probably get my wife on.
I'm thinking because so you've been asking the questions, but really this was like you hadn't shot in 2 years and a bit.
Oh, yeah.
And so I haven't shot competition in like a year and a half anyway. Dad hasn't shot competition in that long.
No.
Just you've shot a little more practice than the rest of us because retired. But yeah, so but your wife has never shot competition and really hardly ever shot at a gun club.
No, she probably did about 4 rounds prior to this, and she jokes that before this weekend, my son had put more rounds through her gun than she has because he took it and used it at your trap clinic there a couple of years back when you had it, but. Yeah, she had some struggles, some good, some bad, and yet she still
entered the provincials.
I have to say that I was proud of her and Bill Vokes because neither one of them had shot ATA competition before.
Yeah, they were both
and
new.
Their first registered ATA shoots was the Provincial Championships, and they went out there like troopers and stood there and faced those targets. And I was proud of them both. They posted some scores that for their first time that I thought were reasonable, and they had fun. They laughed and they enjoyed it. They said they'd do it again. And now they can, when they're talking about trap shooting, they can say, oh yeah, a month ago when we were at the Provincial Championships, they can say that.
That's it. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we had a good squad. It was fun. All right. You want to bring her on? You actually want to bring ladies and gentlemen, this is monumental. We may get to talk about trap shooting. But we got Bill's wife coming on. There is so much that we can unload right here.
I'm a little bit nervous, but at the same time,
I'm bringing her on.
No, you shouldn't be. I've seen her in action. She supports you, Bill.
She sure does. She's absolutely fantastic.
I don't know. There's like crack fentanyls. It's got to be something up that way.
Yeah, maybe.
Hold on. I'm bringing her in.
All right.
Candace.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
The way I see it, we could just do it just like this. Bill's on the other line, and we could just leave him there if you'd like. Like on hold. He's just on hold.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Hold on. I'll bring him in.
How you doing, Candace?
Right. I'm doing good. How are you doing, Don?
I'm doing good.
That's good.
All right. Most importantly, Candace, are you there?
I am here.
Bill, are you there? We don't care.
Yeah,
okay.
well, it was trying to figure out if you were ever going to bring me back on the call. Or was this going to just be
so we can just leave Bill on the other line. I mean, it's
You're going to have to listen to the podcast to see what they said about you during your silence, Bill.
No kidding. I tell you right now.
So we are honored to have Candace on. Finally.
Oh, I thank you.
No, thank you. So I don't know, Bill. Do you want to start with the questions, or is that going to get you in trouble?
You kidding me?
Or do you want me to start with the questions? So then, where do I begin? So
hey, wherever you want to go with this conversation, by all means, just know one thing: it takes 3 people to podcast, and if you're going to replace me with my wife, you go ahead, whatever you need to do. Just start asking your questions.
Well, okay, Candace, we just need to know what night you're available. We can make this happen.
Yeah. It's either my brother or my wife, whatever it is. I'm getting replaced by the sounds of it.
So really, we talked about this really briefly, and you were like, oh, on Sunday. But we want to know, because you just shot your very first ever registered shoot, and on top of that, it was the provincials, which for anybody in the States listed is like the state championships. So the provincial championships is what you shot. So you came down to shoot the main singles event, 200 singles targets. So what I want to know, because I know you haven't shot a whole lot. And so did Bill talk you into it? Were you like, I want to go do this? Or was it like, well, hey, Bill, maybe I want to come and shoot him? How did that come about?
When I heard that he was going, I wanted to do it. I didn't think I could. I didn't realize if there was qualifying things that would allow you, that you needed to do in order to go. And when they were like, you can just go, I was like, well, let's give it a try.
Whoop, whoop. Right on. Caution to the wind.
Yep.
And targets to the wind. Literally.
It was a windy weekend.
So you guys came down Friday night, which was awesome. We went out for dinner with Emily and Frank. We've had on the podcast before, which are good friends, darn near family, and another
good people. That's
super people.
The most I've ever had opportunity to speak to either one of them, and I tell you what, they are salt of the earth, fantastic people.
Oh, top notch, yeah, and running for MP. So like Emily she's on point. She gets it. She understands it. Like they're amazing people. And then we had our buddy Steve Stibey, who I always hang out with at the shoots and talk his ear off and listen to his stories. And so he came out with us. So you guys came down Friday night. We had dinner reservations, went out, did the whole dinner thing. That was a blast. And then
for sure.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I should stop there and say, I hope you guys thought it was a blast, but I mean,
The only thing that was a problem was the fact that we still needed to do a little bit of that social distancing with the tables, and your mom and dad were at one table and then we were at the other, but close enough with the way the Millards are and that we can hear everybody.
Where are you going with that, Bill? So yeah, it was the our table versus their table kind of thing, but yeah, no, it was still good. So enjoyed that. Went to bed, got up the next morning, ready to rock. Got out there early enough so you could shoot practice.
In the rain.
I wasn't going without practice.
In the pouring freaking downpour freaking rain. Yeah. And so going, and for a lot of the folks listening that are like, I want to try this, but I've not shot a lot. I've not gone to a gun club. I'm not comfy, yada, yada, yada. Candace, like a trooper, went out there. There had to be, I don't even know, there was 35 full squads of 5. So do the math on how many people that is. And so in front of all those people, you didn't care. You went out there, got up, practice line, started slamming targets. What were you thinking? So as soon as you're done and you're thinking, okay, I got to shoot 200 targets with all of these people, and now you're just up to the practice line, what was going through your head? Pre-practice, post-practice, where were you? Where was your mind at?
Pre-practice was a little prayer, please let me hit something.
And you did.
Please don't let me make a fool of myself. But no, the nice thing is, I find everybody, once you step up to the line, everybody's so focused on what they're doing that
they don't care about you
to what I'm doing.
Right? That's like 90% of trap shooters are so self-involved that they don't care about anybody else. And
that was awesome for me. It was perfect because, like I said, everybody was so focused on what they were doing and what they needed to do that, not that nobody cared, but nobody's sitting there focusing and looking at whether I shot, 23 or whether I shot, 5. Nobody, they
wouldn't have had a clue.
They just wanted to do their thing. But then the nice thing was, anybody I met this weekend was super nice, willing to talk to me. And, if I had questions, everybody was super enthusiastic to answer them. And it was a great weekend to just hang out despite the weather on Saturday. Sunday was gorgeous, but no, it was a lot of fun.
Rock and roll. Bill, your round of practice, and then what were you thinking? Because you hadn't really shot any major you shot a couple ATAs, but you hadn't shot any major competitions, right?
No, I have not. I'm going to stop real quick. Just, you might have to edit this out, obviously, but is she sitting too close? Can you hear double on my phone?
I don't hear double. Do you hear double?
No.
I don't hear double.
No.
All right. She's sitting outside.
She's sitting too close. I like that. Candace, get away from him.
I know. I'm not even in the room.
He's like, COVID. Are you 6 feet? Candace, are you 6 feet? Right? Do I have to call somebody?
Yeah. No. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt, but I didn't want to get all the way through and then have double feet on there.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I'm supposed to answer that. Candace, stay away from your husband.
Yeah, stay away.
Apparently.
That's it. All right.
And no, Bill, I'm not editing that out.
All right, that's fine. What was your question?
Right. Yeah, well, what were you thinking after your first round of practice?
I need more practice. That's what I was thinking after my first round of practice. I struggled. I tell you, fast forward a little bit. On Sunday, we made an adjustment, but back to, and I think we should have done that on Saturday. With me not shooting and getting my target picture, I thought it was just me, and I'd pull up on those targets, and I was over them. So, but I struggled. I put up some scores that it really looked like I hadn't shot in 2 years, but I wasn't really discouraged. But what gets discouraging is when you put up a 21 and then the next round you put up a 17. You want to be consistent, and then all of a sudden you're jumping back and forth between good score, terrible score, missed a few, didn't miss a few, and then you just start second guessing, questioning everything that you're doing.
Then you start thinking.
Oh, yeah, for me, absolutely. But you know what? I had this slight conversation when we went home that I like the theory side of it. I learn better from the theory side. I could sit with Terry Jordan for hours and listen to his theories on that kind of stuff and be able to apply that or try to apply that when I'm out on the line. But yeah, it was just because I hadn't shot in 2 years and I was very, very rusty. But
yeah. But you still did.
I really liked the fact that I was on the line with you guys and I could hear. And every time, that Candace would shoot and I didn't hear the score behind say anything, a smile came across my face and said, "Yep, there's a broken target. There's a smile on her face." So put it all together.
Oh, that makes up for the don't sit near me. Way to recover, Bill.
I'm all about the recovery. I'm the almost guy, right?
I'm really pleased with Candace's attitude too. I mean, she went into it with the attitude she was going to have fun. She's going to give it a try. She wasn't worried about what she shot. And I remember her saying at the end of one round, she said, "I'm not worried about my score. I just know I broke more than I missed." And I thought, what a great attitude, because all you're doing is just trying to hit each one at a time. And you knew that each time you hit one was getting you over that point where you were breaking more than you were missing. And that's what you're trying to focus on improving. And I thought that is a great attitude. You're just trying to focus on hitting an extra target each round, That's
for
really
sure.
cool.
And,
yeah.
I know during my first 100, I think I went 10 10 straight on the 5 station where I hit nothing. I got 0 both times. So when I shot again in the afternoon, my goal was to hit something at the 5 station every time. And I did. I hit at least one at that station every time in the afternoon. So that was a win for me.
For sure.
For the very limited amount I've shot, I had to make little wins out of how the day went. And, I took some time throughout the day to try and watch some of the other shooters and, just absorb what was going on around me. And because the goal is to do this more and, come back and do a little better next time and a little better the next time. And, and continue to have fun.
Right on. Well, I'll tell you, there was a couple times when we got rolling and I went, I don't have 2 25 straight badges. I've only got one with me.
Yeah.
and who do I pick?
Yeah. I tell you, I'm convinced, and I tell you this because she picks up things like she's like fish to water. She picks it up real quick. Bow hunting, when she decided that she was going to take up archery, she's a better shot than I am now. And it's more consistent, right? She can come up and pinwheel targets at 20 and 30 yards where, I'll hit it, but my patterns are a lot bigger. So I figure that she's going to be the first one that breaks 25.
Breaks the 25?
Like, I don't even need to. Okay, just mail it, put her name on it, and then we'll just carry on with life here.
At least you're managing your expectations, Bill.
I'm about small wins too, right?
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. That's so wicked. All right, so it wasn't awesome scores, but we did have a good time. At least I did. Yeah. And so we finished the first 100. And just for everybody listening that wonders, okay, well, you shoot 200. How does that work? Because Candace, you asked, well, what do? Do we shoot we go 100 and 100, like go back, grab another 4 boxes and away we go? And so, no, we shoot 100 targets. So 50 at one trap, 50 at the next, and then we chill for the afternoon. And that's honestly what I was looking forward to, especially once the first score came through. I was like, I'm looking forward to the social time. But that's what we got to just hang out all afternoon long, and it was a good time for me. And normally you got the nerves kicking if you put a good score. I didn't have the nerves kicking. I didn't post a good score in the morning. I was good to go. I was just chilling, relaxing, and having fun.
To me, after that first 100, the highlight of the whole day is having your lunch. And on Sunday, I didn't shoot the doubles. So I went out a little later and it was time for lunch. I had my lunch and I still had to shoot the 100 handicap. And I thought, oh, there's no highlight for me today. My lunch is gone. So, but I did notice one thing, that during that social time, everybody that stopped by, Ed Wilmot, Steve Stibey, so many people stopped by our canopy and talked, that everybody had a story and everybody got a little bit of knowledge, and you guys were picking their brains and enjoying the company, and we were all having a great time. But I do have a question. Bill, who packed your lunch? Was it you or Candace?
Oh, I had nothing to do with that. My wife packed my lunch.
Well, there you go. Because if I wanted a lunch, and which I did both days, I had to pack it or I wouldn't have one. So I had to get my lunch ready the night before, pack it in the cooler that day. So I know exactly what I was having.
Sounds like he's whining.
On Sunday, when I headed out, Jen's wife says, oh, by the way.
Todd's wife,
Todd's wife, Jen. Todd's wife, Jen, says, oh, there's a cooler here. Take it out to Todd, will you? It was his lunch. And I noticed your lunch and I thought, okay, it looks like Candace packed this one. Holy mackerel, you guys got it made.
Yeah. I'm absolutely spoiled. And you know what the other thing is? Todd didn't even get his lunch packed. He got his lunch delivered one day.
Packed and delivered. I got chauffeured, packed and delivered.
Both days, Saturday and Sunday, you got your lunch
There's a
delivered.
difference there, though.
Oh, I did get my lunch delivered on Saturday, too. Yes, I did.
Yeah, there's a difference there, though. Because I asked you, how'd you get burgers? Jen brought them out. Good grief. But there's a difference because I noticed that Candace supports you. She packs your lunch. She supports you. Jen is just so glad to get rid of Todd. She delivers his lunch, takes him out, whatever. There you go. See
Candace, you know what? She actually even carried my shells for me on Sunday.
Yes,
I have to say, she carried my shells.
Now, be honest. Is it chivalry or was your shoulder just hurting sore? You just couldn't do it anymore.
No, my shoulder feels good.
Can't carry your gun, your shells, and a cup of tea. How are you getting to the line?
It was tough. I needed directions on how to get there, and between my wife and you guys pointing me in the right direction, the only thing that didn't happen is she didn't break my targets for me. So,
oh wow! So
I tell you what, one of the things, the doubles is certainly a humbling game. I can tell you that for sure.
But it's fun.
Oh, I would do it again. You know, we talked, Candace and I talked a lot on the way home because she stayed awake, surprisingly enough. I was kind of shocked that she stayed awake for the whole ride, but she did.
Hey.
No.
I stayed awake both trips.
Yeah,
both ways? And that's saying something.
But we talked about it, and my focus is going to be on handicap and singles. Doubles gets expensive to learn, I think.
Well, to practice it. And that's why, like, if I hit a good score, I'm ecstatic because I don't practice it a whole lot. So, I mean, very, very, very seldom, because where you normally would be in the time frame of one box of shells in one round of payment, it's now 2 boxes of shells and 2 rounds of payment in that same time frame, maybe even quicker. And but I find the less I think, the better I do in doubles. So, with the whole game, but I mean, with doubles, it just, once it clicks, it kind of clicks. Then you're rocking and rolling, right? So,
in theory, it seems easy.
Yeah, it is. They're fixed targets. They're not moving. You should be able to mark them and know where they're at.
That's what I said again.
Yep.
And I was wrong. But mind you, we did make an adjustment post that, where I was getting really frustrated on the caps, my practice round, and you fixed it. So I appreciate your efforts on fixing it.
Think about that second shot in doubles, which you were struggling with, and there's no way you were going to hit it shooting that high without knowing. So everybody listening, you had your gun jacked pretty high. For somebody that doesn't shoot a lot, right? Like, it takes time. And we've talked about this before. Trap shooters, for everybody listening, target's always climbing. It's always rising. So you cheat, you raise your gun up. So it's less movement you make, the less mistakes you're going to make. So if you barely have to move your gun when that target's climbing up there and you just have to do little flicks, then it's better for you. So as you start to shoot more and more and you get used to the sight picture, then you start to realize tracking this bird, moving this gun so much is a lot of work. Like, why do I got to move this so much? And then, so you raise the comb or the wood on your gun up higher, or you lower the front of your rib, depending on, or both, depending on the kind of gun you got, if you've got all that adjustability. So the majority would raise their comb. So now you're shooting a little bit higher. And so, all of a sudden it's easier again. I don't have to move my gun so much. And then you'll get used to that and find that it feels like work again. I gotta move the gun so much. I'm tracking this. And so you raise your comb a little bit more. And so I shoot around 13 inches high at 30 yards. And so, but I was shooting a lot. And recently I haven't been, but I was up until COVID. And so now, Bill, you haven't shot a lot, but we had your gun jacked up there. I don't know. You were, when you shot it, about 10 inches high, 8 to 10 inches high.
It was at least 10 inches high.
Yeah, at 30 yards. And so if you're not totally cognizant of that, because it's been a long time, then you're going to struggle. So I did. And so when you're shooting doubles, hitting that second target, because it's out there, and then maybe even starting to drop if you weren't that quick on the first target. It would help you on the first target if you knew where your gun was shooting. And on the second target, though, you'd have to be pretty quick, because if that thing if it hits its peak and starts to come down, you got to really shoot below that thing. Because
once I got on the first target, I was dusting the first target. But the second one, I just felt I was over. And sure enough, based on the adjustment that was made, I guarantee you, I'd like to shoot it again just now with the adjustment to see if my score would improve. And I'm sure it would, but you know, it wouldn't improve where I'm in the championship round on shooting 100 straight. Like in 1976, the first guy in Ontario to shoot 100 straight.
That was your coach. That's who you had. You had the first guy in Canada to run 100 straight in doubles, teaching you how to shoot doubles.
And I went to him before the practice. Before I shot, he gave me tips. In between the first 50 and the second,
he followed us along watching. Yep.
And he was fantastic. I was able to go up to him and ask him questions, and he said, "Yeah, you're on that first one, but make a little loop coming to the second one." And he just gave me a couple little pointers to try, because literally I had never ever pulled the trigger on a pair of doubles on anywhere. So so I got what I got.
What I've noticed in this conversation, anybody that's listening, we're talking about the provincials, and we are just having fun. And we're talking about the fun and the social aspect and the people you run into. You don't need to come to the provincials thinking you got to be good enough to shoot 100 straight. You don't need to come thinking, I'm not good enough to compete with these guys. You just got to come and shoot the provincials, do the best you can, and have fun. And that's the whole thing, because you do a whole lot of social time. You shoot for about an hour, 15 hour and a half in the morning, and you don't shoot again till late afternoon and shoot another hour and a half. The rest of the time,
I think it's more like 45 minutes.
Well, I think if they were taking us at least an hour to get around in. I don't know whether the traps were slow or whatever, but either way, it's a lot of social time, and it's a lot of opportunity to talk to a lot of people and get tips. And like you said, you adjusted your gun right there, and you realized it helped you. Like, it's just fun, and I think that's what people are taking away from this. We had a blast, like the whole time we were out there. It's just a social time. Nobody wanted to go home.
No, it's in Candace. She made a bunch. She got a bunch of connections too from her leather work. Well,
I was going to go. Yeah, I was going to go there at the end, a little closer to the end. But so
a little closer to the end.
Yeah, well, it's all good. I mean, Candace makes. Well, anybody that's heard me talk, I don't know if I've ever brought it up here. I'm pretty sure I have. That Candace is I'm going to say a leather master. And I don't even know a leather tooling master. So, and I got bit by the bug a little while ago. And so I would pick her brain, and I made Dad a belt, and I thought I did all right. But let me tell you, I knocked that belt out for Dad it was for Christmas some years ago. Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so I was bouncing off Candace, because Candace owns Candace Thom Leather Designs, and also known as Candace Thom Leather Designs. And so I was tooling it. I was asking her, and I got to do this. Okay, got it. And I worked away. Let me tell you something. Dad got that belt. He wore it out to the gun club, and then I'm like, look at that. And I had guys ask me, how much would you do that for, Todd? Can't. Sorry about your luck, folks. There is not enough money on this planet for me to make you a belt. And I mean, I might do it for $1,500, but that's what it's going to cost you. And for a belt, well, in Dad's, I got 38 hours into Dad's. I couldn't move my arms. My shoulders were burning. Like, it's insanity what it took me. I said to Candace, how long does it take you to knock out a bow? And so she told me, and I was like, okay, well, I need to do it a little bit quicker and a little bit more methodical, apparently. However, it still takes a long freaking time. And so I know. So Candace now has made a leather shell bag. She's made you, Bill, a leather pouch to hold your shells, and like phenomenal, like rivals any of the competition out there making leather bags, bar none. And so she brought, I said, yeah, absolutely bring one. Absolutely bring a shell bag. And so you knocked one out, had a custom strap on it that looked like a hand tool belt with Candace on it and rhinestones and all hand tool punched, and then the bag's all hand tool punched and stitched, like full design. And I'm like, people see this, they're gonna, and sure enough, I mean, you were getting people asking, and I'm pretty sure you got some orders now to knock these leather bags out, right?
There's definitely some interest, and I wanted to bring it because I didn't do it. I wanted to, I took a look at what is out there now, and I wanted to modify some things that I thought were maybe could be improved a little bit here and there. But just because that's what I think, I wasn't sure what everybody else would think. So I wanted to bring it and see what everybody thought.
Their
It was
opinion
well
was.
received,
Yeah.
and,
Oh, it was way well received.
yeah, and definitely got some ideas on ways to maybe do some other bags with some extra pockets or different features in it that I haven't done yet. So lots of ideas to move forward with, and got a few to get going on, and excited to see how they come out.
Yeah.
Mine's next.
Yes, yours next.
I don't know. I think I'd go with a paying customer that wants to sit closer to you.
I would say that too.
But yeah, they look freaking
Looked really
phenomenal. And so, yeah, I was pretty pumped to watch that too. I got to sit back and watch everybody marvel and ask questions. And I'm like, oh, this is so awesome.
And Bill's sorry, Bill, but you're no slouch with the tanning either. You brought that deer hide that you tanned, and that is incredible. I was envying. I want a rug like that in front of my bed. That's awesome. You
No
did a
problem.
good job in that.
You shoot the deer. You shoot the deer.
No, I got us back.
I'll do that for you.
You told me that. Now I'm all pumped.
Deer season can't come soon enough, but yeah, we're very, very fortunate, and we brought that to show you, and I wanted to get your opinion on that as well. And we, everything was well received, and everybody was super nice, and I'm real happy with the exposure Candace got on her leather stuff, and I'm hoping that it takes off a little bit.
It's needed up
for
here.
her sake, right?
Absolutely. It's definitely needed up here. Like it just, I'm so pumped.
Yeah, it's different too. I mean, like Candace was saying, a lot of the stuff that she's shy enough that she won't talk herself up, but I can and we can.
We're not the same person, Candace.
Thank goodness.
Just a little different.
Yeah, you were a breath of fresh air to me up there, sitting between me and Todd for a change. That was awesome, Candace.
That was awesome.
You were a pleasant buffer.
Gosh, it's just she has patience.
You need a buffer for Todd.
She has that 40 plus years of annoyance. Patience worn thin.
And how old are you, Todd?
It was such a great weekend, though, hanging out with everybody and all the different personalities. It was just so much fun.
Oh, there's a lot of different personalities.
Yeah.
There definitely are. But I think what I like too with the leather stuff is bringing something that maybe they haven't seen before. Like I know the strap that I did was totally different than anything I saw.
I think it set it off.
Yeah, than I saw in any of the other bags. And I know I heard, one person say, that's really neat. I like it. And, somebody else was like, I don't know about it. Like, so you're going to have the traditionalists that aren't going to like some of the unique
Somebody
things.
said that.
Okay.
Who was it? He's like, give me their name. Give me their name. Somebody just doesn't like their own name. That's the problem. That's because honestly, I think it set that bag on fire. Like that's 2 buckles on each side, like belt buckle looking. Like they were feminine. I mean, Bill liked it more probably because the feminine type belt buckle stuff.
Wait a minute.
We're gonna stop right here. And Candace, what did you notice different from Todd's vest than any other shooting vest?
No.
What was on his vest specifically?
My name.
I must say your vest was very pretty and sparkly this weekend.
Candace, I'm trying. I was on your side here.
Your vest has glitter on it.
It's not glitter.
Candace is honest, and I appreciate that.
It's not. I'm honest. It's not glitter. It's what would it be? It's like let's call it like anybody that skate. It's like grip tape, clear grip tape. That's what we'll say.
Grip tape.
It's like that's what it's
shimmers.
like. Well, the sun catches it because it's got like glass type broken. It's clear grip tape.
It's glitter. No matter which way you want to say it, it sparkles and pops like something my daughter would wear, and she's 8.
For anybody listening, to clarify, I'm not wearing a full-blown glitter dress, whatever vest with rhinestones. It is straight. It's my. It's a leather. It's suede and leather shooting vest. And on the back, I have a Clay Crusher logo across my shoulders. And that logo is full color, but then it has like grip tape cover over it so when the sun hits it, it's like little shards of glass.
Yeah, it glitters.
So, yeah. Anyway, Anyway,
you need another shovel, or where are you?
it's just so that you pay attention to it. You're like, oh, look at that logo. It's gonna
Yeah.
catch your eye now. That's why I had to do
Sure
it.
will.
It does.
Ha, see? Good grief. Anyway, yes, I do believe that the shoulder strap, I mean, it sets that bag off. The bag is awesome. Add the shoulder strap, untouchable. Like the thing, to me, there are no other leather products out there.
Oh,
It's just
you're
full on.
very sweet. Thank you.
Yeah, hey, Sam,
It's a
I got
really-
your back. I got your back.
Now,
And some really cool ideas too, because now that shoulder strap, I mean, is interchangeable. She can put a handle on it, like Steve had mentioned that the shoulder strap is nice, but he would like the option to put. So all these things that Candace wanted out of this weekend to get the ideas and the shooters, wishes and wants, and now she can take those ideas because she's super smart when it comes to like being able to take that and incorporate it into another design. So my bag is like 2.0. It's going to be just better.
By the
yet.
time she's done these others, it'll be bag 8.0 or like 9.0.
Yeah. I'm not really a paying customer, so to your point, it may take me a year or two before I get mine. But we'll see.
Hopefully, that would be
Yes,
good.
we usually
good
have
business.
the most complicated requests of any customer I ever have.
Easy.
And
So
picky, right?
he has
they usually
confidence
turn
in
out
you.
really well, but you don't make it easy for me.
He has confidence in you.
He wants to
That's what
push
he
your
said,
limits.
too.
He knows what you're capable of, Candace, more than you know. That's why. He
That's
brings
always
you
his
out of your
reasoning.
shell.
When I question his request, that's always his reasoning is that he knows I can do it. I just need to believe him.
There you
So-
go.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Well, on that venue, now that you've been to the provincial championships, I'm pretty sure you'd decide to come again. Am I right?
Oh, definitely.
Now,
I would definitely come again
you
with a
ex-
little more practice this time.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. But you experienced only 2 days out of a 5-day shoot. Would you now think, gee, maybe we better come and try and squeeze in another day or two, or we're just happy with the 2 days?
If time allowed, I would definitely consider shooting more. It right now with 3 kids at different stages, it's not always feasible
Easy.
time-wise to fit something that
No doubt.
multiple days. But if the time allowed, for sure, it'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right on. Right on.
Yeah.
No, it was a good time.
Yeah, no, more to come. I mean, there's a trap shooting competition up at Toronto International this Sunday, but we're 50-50. We're going to head up to the club on Saturday for sure. I'm going to put our memberships in and see about, if we can shoot a couple rounds even this Saturday, Sunday, maybe not enter the competition because I'd like to go fishing, get my car ready.
See, and I'd be coming to join you. I got the birthday parties, kids' birthday parties.
But see, now
Those
that you're
kids,
both members
Darn it.
of the ATA and the OPTA, those fees are paid for the year. All you have to do now at competition is pay your daily fee. Your memberships are paid for the year. So you can shoot any ATA now. You just take your card, your number, and away you go. So you're free and clear to shoot all competition now, ATA registered shoots. And then you're adding targets to your average. And then that goes a long way to getting classed, and the yardage that's specific to you for handicap. You're on your way now. That's super.
Yeah, what is it? It's 1,000 targets before you get
1,000 in
class,
2
right?
years. Yeah.
1,000 in 2 years. Yeah.
So once you hit the 1,000, then your class, you got to keep 1,000 every 2 years, right?
Yeah, which is it's a rolling number
Yep.
in that too.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Your average changes, your yardage changes, your class changes. It matches your yardage and your scores. So you're always current. You're competing against people that are at your level. So you're competing against people at the same level that's capable for the same scores. And so that keeps
Keeps it competitive and
Yeah.
keeps you coming back, right?
And
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, you earn yardage and you earn a higher class and you just stay competitive. But your memberships are paid for a year. And so that's the nice thing. You got to remember, any ATA shoot, you can just go pay the daily fees, which is usually $250 or whatever for the day.
$750, and then targets.
And then pay your targets, and you get registered targets. They go right into the record book. You find them online.
Well, we would do for sure, the day trips, the ATA shoots that are on a Sunday or Saturday or something.
Most of them are Sundays here and there, right? Various clubs. Usually every Sunday you could find one somewhere local.
And we would meet you guys somewhere and shoot a few rounds.
Yeah, like I'd be coming. I would make the trek and come shoot Toronto International on Sunday. But I also had a fishing tournament on Saturday for the kayak that I was to go in as well. But I've been told we're celebrating both kids' birthdays, one on Saturday, one on Sunday.
I may take Hunter fishing on Sunday just so I can send you pictures.
Yeah.
Oh, you cruel.
I'm down for. I'll vicariously live through you, Bill.
That's
how
cruel.
I shoot.
It's payback.
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Like Candace said, there's definitely enough opportunities now. Tuesday, Thursday, the club's open at Toronto here. So if we get our membership on Saturday, then we'd have no problem shooting club rate targets. And then, we pick a day. Candace and I will go out and shoot, 2 rounds each or something and have a nice night of it and spend a couple hours at the club. And not that we don't want to spend time with our kids, but it's nice to get away every now and then,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, good deal. Well, what else you got, Candace? Is there anything else that you want to add to your experience there?
Oh, her experience there.
You did meet the growler. So.
I did meet the growler, a very unique personality in the shooting world, that's for sure.
He definitely is. That's a way to put it. He's very unique. And he didn't shoot Saturday because he said he wasn't feeling well. But let me tell you something. He was not hurting when I seen him.
He was in fine form, that's for sure.
He was in fine performance form, absolutely. You got the full blown growler on the Saturday.
That it seemed I did. So.
Yes, you did. But yeah, that's him. Take him or leave him. A lot leave him, but I mean, if we did, then everybody would. So we take him.
You take him. Is that right?
Yeah, got to meet the growler. Never thought of that too. You did.
Okay, well, I think that was a good wrap up of our last few days and week. What do you think?
Yeah. Like otherwise, that's all we did. We went to a gun club. We hung out.
That's some fun. Yeah.
It was a good time, and I appreciate you guys coming down, hanging with us. Supper both nights. It was a good time.
Yeah, thanks for having us. It was an awesome weekend. A great weekend away and relaxing.
It ended way too early. We got to get together again.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
If you could find me work down there that, and I'm not looking to change jobs, that's for sure. It's an awful long commute, but there is a house for sale a couple doors down. And as much as I think
there is a house for sale, couple doors down.
There's a few houses for sale around here.
Well, I work remotely. Now you got to talk to Jen.
Yeah. She can do her job anywhere, can she?
Well, I don't know. Like I said, you got to talk to Jen.
We're right by Lake Simcoe. We got Toronto International.
Oh, trust me, the fishing up your way.
Then one road over, we got archery, water, and shooting, all within 10 minutes.
I'm in. I forget a job. I don't need it. I'm on my way.
Yeah. We'll live off the land.
Right?
Bill could guide us to hunt turkeys and be set for life, wouldn't we?
There you go.
No, he almost got us to hunt turkey. We need to rethink that thought process. Candace, can you take us out for turkey?
That's one thing I haven't been out for yet. Not due to lack of want, just timing never worked out for me to get out as well. But something I haven't shot yet. So.
I see. She did shoot a deer. That's it.
Yep.
We'll have to get her on another podcast to tell the story about her first deer hunt.
I think so. I'm down with that.
Yeah.
If you want to come back, huh?
Oh, maybe.
So are you enjoying a hot drink right now, Candace?
I am not. I am sitting out on the porch swing right now, just chilling out in the backyard.
Okay, because I was interested in what you'd be drinking.
Nothing right now. Not very exciting.
It'd be coffee.
Yeah, she drinks a coffee or a latte. She doesn't partake in the tea like the other member of her household here.
I can't drink hot drinks when it's hot outside. So
Bill would get mad at you
coffee
for
first thing in the morning, but that's about it.
Bill would get mad at you for stealing all of his tea bags. We get it. We understand.
All right. Well, I'm going to end this here before it gets way off.
Yeah, because I'm fixing to take it places you don't want it to go, Bill.
I know. That's why I figured we'll save that for another podcast.
I think we gotta. We'll talk,
appreciate
Candace.
everybody's time. And, yeah.
Yeah, right on.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for coming on, Candace.
Yeah. It's
No problem. It was nice chatting with you guys. Take care.
Pleasure talking to you.
And that'll do it for this week, folks. For the Redneck Country Podcast, I'm Bill, the Almost Guy Thom.
And I'm Todd. And thanks for listening. And folks, if you want to be part of the podcast or you want to give us some feedback or really contact us about anything, feel free to email us at podcast@theredneckcountry.com. Again, that's podcast@theredneckcountry.com. Thanks for listening. Talk to you again next week.